Hello, hello! So, sagutan natin yung problem ng Chapter 9, Multiple Choice Question dito sa book ni Milan. So, ang Chapter 9 ay about sa accounting cycle of a service business. So, marami pa rin nalilito sa reversing entries and isa ako doon. So, pasensya na kayo kasi sinisipon ako at mayroon din ginagawa dito sa bahay. So, medyo may pukpok at merong ubo kayo na maririnig. So, sa number 1, which of the following is incorrect regarding adjusting entries? Number 1, a reversing entry is the exact opposite of an adjusting entry. Ito ay true, lala. Exactly, ha? Pag nag-reverse kayo, exact amount, exact account. Okay? So, yung debit gagawin nyo lang credit and yung credit gagawin nyo debit. B, the reversing entry for an adjusting entry this year is recorded next year. Of course, the following accounting period, normally, kung December 31 yung adjusting entry nyo, yung reversing entry nyo is January 1 of the following year. Kasi kung ni-reverse nyo rin yan, the same year ng adjusting entry, ay para lang kayo nagloko. Walang effect, mag-zero out lang yung inyong entry. C, not all adjusting entries can be reversed. Ito ay true. Hindi lahat pwedeng i-reverse. D, the preparation of reversing entries is mandatory step in accounting cycle. Ito ay false. Hindi po siya mandatory. Pwede mong gawin, pwede hindi mo gawin. Number 2, which of the following is not of the purpose of reversing entries? A, to facilitate the recording of the cash receipts and disbursement in the next accounting period. Ito ay true. Mas madali talaga siya kung magre-reverse ka kasi hindi ka malilito. Later on, ipapakita natin kung bakit. Okay? B, to counter unfavorable business transactions so they will not happen again. O hindi po siya feng shui ba tawag doon? Hindi po siya pangontra, okay? Wala siyang effect. C, to promote convenience and recording the the next period's year-end adjustment for accruals. Yes. D, to promote consistency of accounting procedure. I think this D is the best reason kung bakit tayo nagre-reversing entries. 3, which of the following adjusting entries may be reversed? So, number 1, an adjusting entry to accrue expense that is already incurred but not yet paid. So, gumawa ako dyan ng example, okay? So, halimbawa, yan, noong 2024, December 31, nag-record ka ng salaries expense, credit, salaries payable. So, yung mga hindi mo pa nabayaran noong December, nirecognize mo na siya as salaries expense. Noong 2025, January 1, gumawa ka ng entry. Debit, salaries payable, credit, salaries expense, 2,000. Ni-reverse mo lang, di ba? O yan, binaligtad mo lang yung entry mo. Pero noong January 15, nagbayad ka ng salaries expense. Lahat na hindi bayad ay binayaran mo. Debit, salaries expense, credit, cash for 15,000. Okay? So, doon sa 15,000, kasama na doon yung 2,000 mo na hindi pa nabayaran last year. So, tingnan nyo anong nangyari sa inyong salaries expense account. So, meron kang January 1, yung salaries expense nyo noong 2024, wala na yun ha. Na-close na yun sa retained earnings ha. Alam naman natin, di ba, yung mga nominal accounts na ku-close. So, itong salary expense na T-account na pinapakita ko sa inyo ay for 2025 na yan. Okay? So, nung nagkaroon siya ng debit noong January 1 ng 2,000, tapos noong June 15 o January 15, nag-debit siya ng 15,000. Noong January 1, credit 2,000. January 15, debit 15,000. So, pag ninet mo yan, may balance lang ng 13,000 yung iyong salary expense, may debit balance na 13,000. Yung salaries payable mo naman, meron kang, syempre, na-carry over natin kasi real accounts yan, di ba? So, noong January 1, meron siyang carry over from last year na 2,000. Tapos, nag-debit ng 2,000 noong January 1 reversing entry. So, nag-zero out na yung payable mo. Kung hindi ka naman mag-reverse, ano ang iyong entry kung hindi ka nag-reverse? Noong January 15, nagbayad ka, debit, salaries payable, binayaran mo na yung payable mo last year na 2,000, nag-debit ka ng salaries expense, yung remaining mo na hindi mo na expense this year, 13,000 at credit cash na 15,000. So, yung effect niya sa iyong T account, kung may reversal ka or hindi ka nag-reverse, pareho lang. Kaya sinasabi natin na ang reversal ay hindi mandatory. Okay. B, an adjusting entry to record depreciation. Ito ay hindi mo pwedeng i-reverse. C, an adjusting entry to record bad debt expense. Hindi rin ito pwedeng i-reverse. D, an adjusting entry to record the earned portion of an advance collection of income initially recorded using the liability method. So, halimbawa nung April 1, naka-receive ka ng cash na 12,000 para sa rent for 1 year. Ikaw ay nagpaparenta, naka-receive ka ng cash na 12,000. Noong April 1, debit cash, credit, unearned rent, 12,000. Yung unearned rent ay liability, okay? So, noong December 31, ni-recognize mo na yung na-earned mo. Debit, unearned rent, binawasan mo yung liability mo. Credit, rent, income. So, itong ganito na adjustment, hindi ito pwedeng i-reverse. Kasi ano na lang ang mangyayari pag ni-reverse mo siya the following year? Ano ang entry mo? Debit, rent, income, credit, unearned rent. So, babawasan mo income, lalaki pa yung liability mo kasi nag-credit ka ng unearned rent, which is mali, di ba? Wala ka nang liability kasi na-earned mo na yung 9,000 from last year. So, itong ganitong entry ay hindi nire-reverse. So, sa number 3, ang samang sagot ay A. Okay? Sa number 4 naman, which of the following adjusting entries cannot be reversed? Hindi naman pwedeng i-reverse. A, an adjusting entry to accrue an expense. Ayan, pinaliwanag na natin ito kanina na pwede siyang i-reverse. B, an adjusting entry to accrue an income. Ito rin, pwede rin siyang i-reverse. C, an adjusting entry to record the expired portion of prepayment of an item of an expense. So, ito yan, okay? So, ikaw ay nagbayad ng rent in advance. So, debit, prepaid rent, 12,000. Credit, cash, 12,000. Noong December 31, syempre, i-recognize mo yung expense mo. Debit, rent expense, 9,000. Credit, prepaid rent, 9,000. Ito ba ay pwede mong i-reverse? Hindi yan natin pwedeng i-reverse. Kasi pag ni-reverse mo yan, magdi-debit ka ng prepaid rent. Wala ka na namang prepaid rent, di ba? Kasi nga, nagamit mo na yun. So, hindi mo yan pwedeng i-reverse. Ito na isa, yung number 4, an adjusting entry to record the unearned portion of advance collection of an income. So, tingnan natin kung meron tayong example. Ito example. Ito. So, halimbawa, noong July 1, nag-record ka ng, naka-receive ka ng cash para sa renta for 12 months. So, debit cash, credit, rent, income. Dito sa entry na to, in-income mo na lahat. Diba, hindi mo pa naman dapat income lahat. Pero, pwede mo rin naman siyang i-record as income lahat. Kaya lang, magre-record ka ng adjusting entry. So, noong December 31, binawasan mo yung rent income mo at nag-record ka ng liability, unearned rent. So, debit, binawasan mo yung income, credit, unearned rent, o nag-record ka ng liability. The following year, so nag-debit ka ng unearned rent, ayan, 8,000, credit, rent, income. So, ni-reverse mo lang yung ni-record mo last year. So, ito ay pwede. Bakit pwede siya? Kasi, the following year, wala ka na naman talagang liability, di ba? Kasi nga, magagamit na yan. Magiging income na yan. So, okay lang na gumawa ka ng reversing entry. Hindi siya makaka-apekto sa iyong report, sa iyong financial. Kasi talaga namang, yung unearned rent na yan, yung income na para sa next year, na inalis mo sa income ng 2024 ay magiging income na naman talaga yan ng 2025. So, ito ay pwede mong i-reverse. So, ang sagot sa number 4 ay yung C. Yun yung item na hindi mo pwedeng i-reverse. Sa number 5, identify which of the following adjusting entries may be reversed. Alin yung mga pwede mong i-reverse? Yung bad debt expense, hindi pwedeng i-reverse. Yung depreciation expense, hindi mo pwedeng i-reverse. Yung salaries expense, pwede to, yung pinag-usapan natin kanina. Yung interest expense, pwede rin tong i-reverse. Okay? So, halimbawa, ito yan. Ito ko kayo example. So, nung end ng year, so, meron kang, nag-loan ka sa bangko, pero babayaran mo yung interest next year pa. Pero kailangan mo mag-record na ng interest expense para sa nagamit mo ng 2024. So, debit, interest expense, 2,000. Credit, interest payable, 2,000. So, January ng following year, gumawa ka ng reversing entries. Debit, interest payable, 2,000. Credit, interest expense, binawasan mo yung expense mo. Noong June 30, na time na nagbayad ka ng interest sa bank, debit, interest expense, 15,000. Credit, cash, 15,000. So, kung mapapansin nyo, ano nangyari sa inyong interest expense? So, yung interest expense mo, wala na yung balance from last year kasi kino-close natin yung expense. So, noong January 1, meron kang credit na 2,000. Tapos, noong June 30, may debit ka na 15,000. So, may balance yung interest expense ng 13,000. Which is true. Kasi doon sa 15,000 na binayad mo, 13,000 yun yung para sa June 30, up to June 30 this year. At kasi yung 2,000 doon ay yung interest expense mo from last year. Kung naman ikaw hindi gumawa ng reversing entries, ano ang entry mo noong June 30? So, debit, interest expense, 13,000. Debit, interest payable, 2,000. Credit cash na 15,000. So, yung 4, interest expense, pwede siyang i-reverse. Yung insurance expense at prepaid insurance, ito ay hindi pwedeng i-reverse. Kasi ano ba yung nangyari? Ba't ganyan yung adjusting entry? So, ang nangyari dyan, may naunang transaction siya. Nagbayad siya ng insurance expense. Noong time na siya ay nagbayad, ang entry niya ay debit, prepaid insurance, credit cash. So, nag-recognize siya ng asset, tapos nagbawa siya ng cash. Noong December 31, i-record niya yung mga nagamit na niya. So, babawasan niya yung prepaid insurance at magde-debit siya ng expense. Bakit hindi pwedeng i-reverse? Pag ni-reverse mo yan next year, mas lalaki yung prepaid mo. Wala ka ng prepaid, nagamit mo naman talaga siya. So, hindi mo ito pwedeng i-reverse. Yung number 6, nag-debit siya ng rent income at nag-credit siya ng unearned rent. So, ano kaya nangyari dito? So, noong July 1, naka-receive ka ng cash, debit, cash, credit, rent, income. Ang nangyari dito, in-income niya lahat. So, no December 31, yung mga hindi pa niya income, inalis niya na muna sa income, kaya nag-debit siya ng income. Pag dinebit mo yung income, maliliit siya, di ba? So, debit income, credit, unearned rent, nag-record siya ng liability. So, nung January 1, following year, nag-reverse siya, inalis niya yung liability niya ng earned rent at nag-record siya ng income, which is tama, di ba? So, ang sagot dito sa number 5 ay letter B. Ayan, sana may natutunan kayo sa ating kwentuhan. Good luck!